Hello, I'm Brandon Lowery, and today we're going to talk about navigating a public relations crisis. The crisis synopsis that we have is basically a facility has collapsed, injuring a number of fans and consumers. The media outlets have reported that our lack of attention to inspections, recommending repairs, and upgrades have caused these actions. The potential impact could be great. The incident could destroy our brand, could lead to a loss of revenue, or ruin public perception. We could be seen as a non-caring organization. First, we're going to come up with a spokesperson. And a lot of times, something that you want to see out of an organization when they come to the front and they talk about an issue is that they have their leader lead the charge. And so for this assignment, we're going to take and we're going to have the president of the organization to be our spokesperson. In a crisis situation, the public wants to hear from the top figure or the face of the organization. You know, they're looking to see if you're going to be sincere and be on the forefront, or if you're going to hide behind lawyers and seem suspicious. And that's why I have no suspicion. You don't want to seem suspicious. You want to come right out, be there, and be the face of the problem that we're fixing the problem. Also, it's imperative for our campaign to start at the top. If the president, if the very top member believes, then that has the trickling down effect through the organization where the employees believe, the consumers believe, and that's what we need. The message, first off, the message needs to be transparent. It needs to be immediate, and it needs to be confident. The biggest thing is you have that transparent message. You have the spokesperson, and that's the president there. There's nothing to see through. Hey, we're letting you know the truth. We're letting you know it now, and we're confident that we are going to fix this problem. And that's it. That's the basics of the message, and that's what we want to have. Is we want to be transparent. We want to give you the truth. We want to be immediate, which means that it doesn't give time for other media outlets to make up stories or to come out with different perceptions. We're going to give you the truth of it, and we're going to give it to you immediately. We're going to give you an explanation of what went wrong. We're also going to express concern for everyone involved, for those consumers, for those employees that were hurt, for the families involved, for everyone involved. We're going to express concern. Also, you want to give a sincere apology with assumption of responsibility. The biggest part of the message is assuming responsibility. We're not putting that responsibility on someone else. We're going to take that on and say, hey, we didn't take action, but now we are taking action, and we apologize for our actions beforehand or lack thereof, and now we're gonna take charge. Also, a commitment to determining what happened and how to prevent it in the future. Look through the causes and the effects and see what we can change in the future, or how we can prevent the same thing from happening in the future. The next, we're going to have a response team, and the response team that I'm building is going to manage the different media outlets, the 5 different types of media outlets, which go through traditional media, social media, owned media, mobile media, and new media. And through those, we're going to communicate our message through those media outlets, but we're also going to gather the feedback of the different types of media that are out there on this crisis situation. First, the owned media manager is going to communicate our response through owned media. This is our best outlet for communicating our direct message, because this is our media, this is our videos, this is our pictures, our photos, our statements that we can put out on our websites, our blogs, so that people read the information that we are giving them, and also the comments and the replies that we get on those. That's where our own media manager needs to come back and give the feedback and show how successful our own media has been in communicating the message. Next, the traditional media. Traditional media manager will organize our message and respond to traditional media outlets. We also deliver content to media outlets for presentation. If we come up with the content and we allow the radio, the television, the newspaper to use our content, then this helps in communicating our message properly, as opposed to these outlets getting other forms of traditional media that's not from us that could skew the reputation of our business. New media is taking place now, basically in blogs and in other forms of new media. People give their opinion. They talk about different current events, which this crisis would definitely be a current event. And this is where the new media manager will have to take the blogs to talk about the action. Also look around and see what people are writing about the situation, and then how they can go in and how we can assess it and answer questions and use the feedback in a positive way. Social media is where you can be doomed in just a few seconds. When a crisis or something happens, it takes the social media and resonates, such as soon as someone saw anything about this crisis, they would immediately take to Twitter, and within minutes, millions of people would know about the situation. That's why a social media manager would be important, to analyze the social media sites, also remove negative comments from our sites that could be detrimental. But combing the Twitter and the Facebook and the different social media sites to ensure that we're also portraying the message there as well. I could post links to our message about the incident on all social media sites, videos, pictures, all that can be delivered in social media to give the proper message amongst the different things that could be said about the crisis. Also, they're going to gather feedback from social media sites, because you could get a ton of information from those people and how they feel about your brand almost instantly. So the social media manager will need to bring that feedback back to us. Mobile media. You're going to analyze the content on mobile media channels. Ensure our own media is broadcast in mobile media. And also get feedback from mobile media outlets. It was said that mobile media, the second thing that people do on their mobile phones is look at news. And so they're going to see the news of this event. So you're going to want to give them the content of our message. The media manager feedback. Basically what we're going to have is the 5 media managers who have been in the different outlets to give the feedback on the success of our campaign, our message through those outlets. We're going to talk about what has worked and what hasn't worked so far, and we're going to take that feedback and then determine from there the media outlets, or determine the public perception of our organization after our response. So how well is our message working? What avenues is our message working the best? The target audience that we're going to use for this message in the different media outlets is employees, customers, opinion leaders within the community, and the press. A lot of times we forget about the audience being the press, but that's one of the biggest things. We want to go to the press with our message, so that we get it out there of who we are, what we are, our response. We're apologetic, we're expressing concern, and we're taking responsibility. Also, opinion leaders within the community you want to have on your back. But the biggest thing is your biggest audience is the employees and consumers that were hurt in the tragedy. How are we going to fix the problem with our employees who have gotten hurt on the job because of something we didn't do? And how are we going to change the perception of the workplace for those employees? PR tools and communication channels, something we talked about, is timely response. Don't give time for other stuff to surface. Timely response. One of our tools is going to be a written response from our spokesperson to be distributed to all of our target audience. So that means the press and everyone can have a written statement from the spokesperson. Also, we're going to have a video response for use in all platforms. And also, to go along with the written response from our spokesperson to the target audience, you're also going to have an in-person talk from the spokesperson to our employees that were hurt and to our other employees that were still there, that weren't affected, so to say, by an injury, but affected by something happening at the workplace. You're going to want to talk to those people important. So it's very important that our target audience of employees be talked to in person. We're going to have continued clarification based off responses. Now, it just doesn't end by sending a written statement or a video. After that, you got to have a continued plan, which is to make sure that we have managers in place who aren't going to allow things to lapse and not be fixed. We're going to have a renewed safety program, safety awareness to change those in the future as well. And that goes right into the long-term recovery. The crisis response doesn't end after your message. You send your message out. We take that feedback. We continue to deliver a message that to our target audience. But after that, too, we're going to come up with a safety program, implement an organizational safety program, and promote leaders who will take corrective action when it can put someone in danger. So give our employees and consumers a fact of awareness. Hey, we have a safety program in place. We have leaders in place who will take charge and do the things that need to be done, and these actions won't hurt us anymore. And then also, we're providing for those consumers and employees that were injured from this crisis. So we're taking responsibility, and we're going to fix this problem. I've also included some references here from the photos and also how to communicate in a crisis article that I used within this keynote. Hope you enjoyed my crisis control here, and have a nice day.